the fact is, was it touched by that Mane Yaga?
That's what they're conferring on. And so it will be, and it looked like they do rule, and it is going to be REG ball. There'll still be 10 seconds left on the shot clock.
And of course, there's going to be a bit of a press going on, of course, because they want to just clamp them down, shut out the lights.
And then a 5-second call. It's all happening here right now.
It's you know, it's all about the clock. It's all about the rules and regulations. It's the way it is. You've got to make a move. You've got to get it moving.
5 seconds to inbound, and so now a turnover. FAP finally get possession of the basketball.
6 points and 5:10 left on the clock in this third quarter. Here he goes around. It's a great drive, Mormon, and it's been stolen, but coming right through the middle, unchallenged. There's a big, beautiful layup there, and Tamatong scoring the 2, and that will just extend his tally.
Hard work
4 points
on the defensive end, Desire, but then the ball comes out to FAP for the favorable bounce.
It's a big long-range shot there, but it just doesn't sink. And again, it's Mpoyo this time. Mpoyo coming back on. He's got his 3 fouls, of course, so needs to be a little bit careful. Well, if this goes in, and that's a big score, isn't it? Mormon with a 3-pointer, and now they're starting to get ahead. I think there's going to be a timeout called by Robert Pack Jr., I get the impression, because he needs to talk to his boys. He needs to get his troops together to try and work things out, because at the moment it's not functioning that well. REG trail by 11 points to FAP. We're going to take a break. If you haven't been with us and you're joining us now, well, you can see that this is the Basketball Africa League. We're in Kigali, Rwanda. These guys communicating because well, Anthony Walker and Cleveland Thomas Jr., players of this Rwandan team on home court who are trailing by 11 to FAP of Cameroon. It's for a place in the semi-finals. Q's next to me. We know that it's going to go down to the wire, but they need to get back. Robert Pack Jr. talking with his players. What would he have said, Q, to his players?
They will be calm. What they got to do is ensure they get a score off this possession. And that's not the kind of shot that you want coming out of the timeout, because the second time in the game that FAP have led by 11. The first time was when they were 7-18, and that was just early in the first quarter.
That's good knowledge. That is all a big drive through, and the block coming in, and there's that Walker who's picked up his 4th foul. If it's the camera went to Mpoyo, I thought it was Walker. But I think it's Mpoyo. It doesn't matter. Both players are on 3 fouls. So I think that if it goes to Mpoyo, he's on 4 fouls now, and that is an issue. Of course it is, Mpoyo.
Mpoyo picking up his 4th. You're absolutely correct. Now, 5 points in just 11 minutes of play, but I don't think we'll see him on the floor for too much longer unless Coach Robert Pack wants to ride him out just a little bit.
Donis Filer is the player who's gone to the line. Mormon go into the line. And you can see that obviously the Cameroon fans are enjoying this because they know that the American is providing us with some fine scoring. Look at the free throw, REG 73, 57%. It's all about the poaching, basically, the stealing. There's so much of that going on, and the defense, of course. Defense, the name of the game.
FAP are really great at forcing turnovers, and they contest almost everything. There are no free buckets when you get a chance to play against this champion Cameroon team.
Yeah, founded in 1972. We know that they won the 2 elite league titles in Cameroon. Quarterfinals last year, of course. They managed to battle their way through. And for this country that is with a 26 million population, mad about basketball. They really are. They love sport in a big way, but basketball, it's up there. They have football at the top, of course, but afterwards, basketball is it's a second in their sports that they actually love. Kenny Gasana, big battle there. And it will be a jump ball. That's good work by Gasana.
Well, they produce some fine basketball players as well. And you know, some great examples in the National Basketball Association, in the NBA, and Joel Embiid and Pascal Siakam. It'd be lovely to see them representing the national team at some point.
Absolutely. Joel Embiid, of course, Cameroon, remarkable player. Some interesting stuff taking place over on stateside as well, isn't there, Q, at the moment?
There's just so much great basketball happening, but this is our Continental Showcase, and that's a foul.
And there is Mormon just colliding in a big way with that man, Kenny Gasana. Yeah, and they're on 5 fouls, of course.
And also the 4th personal foul on Mormon. And this might be a big moment in this one because Mormon, top scorer.
Straight to the free throw line. That lead, it just moved away. There you can see 14 points, of course, but 4 fouls. And there he is talking with his coach, Francois Yegui.
The decision is whether to keep him on the floor or not. And here's a chance for the new signee, Kenny Gasana, just to see the ball go through the net. Sometimes shooters just need that. That's his first points on the floor, and they do need his presence, especially at that shooting guard position. 37-year-old is vastly experienced and can turn the game on its head if he does get hot.
Axel Mpoyo's just gone off. Shabozwe's come on to replace him. Add a little bit of acceleration into this REG performance. They're up to 40 points now, but they're still trailing by 12. 3:15 left on the clock in the third. And here they go, moving and grooving, trying to find some space. And, well, there it is. It's a foul going against Cyril Liale. And you know, he's already put himself into the groove. That's what I like about Shabozwe. He really is complicated to get past.
He's a terror on defense. 2 great defensive players that I know played together in FIBA Under-18 in Shabozwe, and Tindao, who we saw a little bit earlier. And Shabozwe does hold the world record for steals in a game. 14 of those steals in a game against South Sudan in FIBA basketball.
Did you say world record or BAL record?
World record.
Oh, that's just incredible. That's a big one, isn't it? They steal the ball, they get it back. There's a chance now, FAP getting into the paint. Oh, it's an attempt at a rising up to try and hit the boards there by Iyaga. A foul's been committed. Gasana's at fault. And again, we just see that they just can't get themselves back into this. You know, it's been complicated to play against FAP. There's still time, of course, don't get me wrong, but, you know, they just allow them to get away every time.
I'll go back to what I said in that earlier quarterfinal. It's the ability to make sure that you can extract value from a possession. So here we go. If you can't get an open shot or you can't get a score, they get a chance to go to the free throw line. And FAP are really good at least making sure there's some value in the possession, and that's why they're holding on to this lead.
Chomche's on, of course, as you can see. So the young player from the NBA Elevate Academy. Shabozwa, a little battle with Liale. Oh, it just flies out of the hands, and he'll get possession back, of course.
Liale just getting a little bit of a touch, and this lead has caused some silence here in the arena. Home fans hoping for just a little bit more from the home team.
Walker, Zeye, Thomas Jr., they're coming up. They're putting a lot of pressure on everybody. Cleveland Jr. goes for a big shot. It's been taken, snatched out of the sky there by the big Chomche. Ball comes back out. It's a good attempt to try and get it. Oh, look at that. Iyaga comes in and makes sure that is drained in a big way, draws the foul.
And this time, you spoke about it a little bit earlier, the showboating, the fact that he raised himself just a little bit. It was a statement dunk. And they called a take this time because that was a little bit too much by Iyaga.
Yeah, that's the first time. But take a look at this again. There it is. It's coming through. There you go. When your knees go up above your head, I think that's when it's a problem, right?
But really, in the state of the game, this is when you want to emphasize it. But take foul call, so Thomas will go and shoot, and he knocks that down. And yes, the bucket did count. And back and forth we go.
So it's 2-1. We got another change this time. You can see Eli Kadje's coming on. Walker Goes and takes a little breather. Dizier, give him some space, give him the chance. The trouble is they just don't give you space, do they, FAP? They're very aggressive in their defense and they just block out the light every single time. Shabozwe goes for a big three-pointer. Can't deliver the goods. Kenny Gasana gets it back out to Thomas Jr. He's making gestures. Come back out. I need to make the pass.
And back they go to the small ball lineup that they've used to limited well effect.
Well, the shot clock down to 0, but I think there is a foul. Just is it Chomche who committed the foul? I think.
Foul gets called, and it is going to be
Chomche. And Zie goes up, and Dizier going to take the free throw, because of course you can see that they're up to 5 team fouls. 1:44, good opportunity here. Just get some points, just to try and claw back into the game, because you know that the final quarter is we are going to money time for this. I'm pretty sure.
They've got to keep attacking, stopping the game clock, getting themselves to the free throw line, especially with this bonus situation. And then the other thing they've got to make sure they do is knock down those free throws.
Yeah, they've got to get the rights. They've got to get their points. They've got to use it. It's a good pair of points. And that just goes to show, look what he's done. He's got 7 points. He's got a beautiful three-pointer, but he's only shot 1, and then he's 100%, from his free throw line. Put him on the court, get him some time, give him some shots. This battle here is taking place, and it's an interesting one as well. Rebound good for Gasana. Now an opportunity. Cleveland Thomas Jr. gets the ball out. It's out wide. There he is. Thomas Jr. Gasana. Will he get his first three-pointer? It doesn't drop, and the fans sit back in their seats because, well, it was a moment where it could have been good for them.
Nice extra pass. Just Gasana couldn't get that to go.
John Jay, yeah, there's a foul there committed by Gasana, I think.
So they call him getting tangled up, and they rule it a jump ball this time, and it will be the possession arrow on the side of REG.
Did well, Gasana. Shabozwe just out wide. Oh, it is a foul, isn't it? It's just been. We're going straight up. It's just a mistake, isn't it? We're going straight up to the free throw line.
In the bonus, and again, every time you can force a foul like that, and now you're sending one of the team's better free throw shooters to the line, it's going to allow them to get it back under 10. And going into the fourth quarter, that's a psychological barrier as well.
And is that Tamatong who's picked up his third? No, sorry, I'm sorry, it's
Changre.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it is. It's Cedric Sangre who's picked up his third foul going into the final quarter. So obviously, tense times. And again, you see what he's capable of doing. That man, Thomas Jr., up to 22 points now. Oh, he's pushed it too far, and that's a foul on Shabozwe. And you can see that he's got his second foul now, it looks like, and we're going straight up to the free throw line. Is it going against?
It will. I think that what the call was, because that was a little bit excessive, and you could see the contact was just extra.
Went straight in.
Extra physicality, and yes, they do call intentional and unsportsmanlike, so it will be 2 shots and possession, and even more of a chance now for REG to try and rein this in.
Look, he lost possession. Look at that right arm. It just hooks around Shabozwe's shoulder, bringing him down, hauling him to the ground. They're making mistakes. Unsportsmanlike foul. Nail on the head.
Free throw shooting, especially now.
Oh, now, yes.
1 of 2, and they keep possession. 5 points for Shabozwe, who's just been a little bit quiet.
Yeah, but more importantly, we've gone underneath the 10-point bracket, and I think that will give them hope. Now they will see something. Robert Pack Jr. knows that, if they can play their cards right, they've got a good opportunity of getting back into this. They've got 1 quarter to play. If they get a couple of scores now, or at least 1 score, and they knock it down to a little bit more, and they nail their 3-pointers, then who knows? Here he is. He's got another chance to get his shot in, and the clock Shot clock down to 7-6 seconds. Shabozwe needs to find him. He's got his screen, and there's the shot, and it's a beautiful one as well. Oh, a little bit of patience, beautiful screen, and the score is done. It's down to 7.
You called it. Great screen, great shot, great finish.
And a chance. 12 seconds left to play. Shabozwe goes for the mid-range. Oh, it's just come off the glass, but it doesn't drop. Picked up Cleveland Thomas Jr. now. And the 3 seconds left. God's getting a shot in. Is it a three-pointer? Surely not. Does he get fouled? No, I don't think he does. That is the end of the third quarter. And we are all... We're 6 points now in it between Rwanda Energy Group and FAP. The last play in Shabozwe, just look at that. That is absolutely sensational. It does go to the wire. We're just going to wait to see with the timing of the shot clock, I think, if there was a foul that was in time or not.
I think they have triggered the instant replay system, and I do see crew chief Brent Haskell calling for it, and they're going to go back, and I think they're going to have a look.
Yeah, but I mean, rightfully so. He came down in Shabozwe when he took the last shot, I think.
Cleveland Thomas.
Sorry? Cleveland Thomas Jr. took the shot. There was contact. Whether or not it was within or outside, I don't know. What's your call? What do you think? I reckon it was inside.
It might be.
I'm throwing it out there. I thought it was inside.
He got the shot off in time for sure.
I think so. I think so. All eyes on that clock and the contact, of course, to see whether or not it is actually going to be. And you know what? We go straight to the free throw line, and look what could happen. We could have 3 more. It could be a three-point game. What's the call? Let's get the lay down. Let's get the low down from Brent Haskell.
Checking a 3 or a 2, and it was overturned, so it'll be a 2.
2 free throws. Okay, let's have a look. Okay. Well, that was earlier on. So we need... Right, okay, and we can see Sarah El Shounabi. She's walking over. So
the clarification is on a score, and I'm just not certain which score it was. I think we'll get some clarification from the table just out on the other side of this.
Well, it is the end of the third quarter. 48 points for REG, 55 for FAP. We'll take a break, commercial break. We'll be back in a minute. Don't go away, guys. It's going to be heating up here at the Kigali Arena for the fourth quarter. Welcome back to the Kigali Arena. 48 points for Rwanda Energy Group, 55 for FAP. Let's just take a look at some of the stats here, Q.
25% from the field. Overall, got to tell you what we've been looking at in terms of FAP defense. And now they're going to have to try and get it done on the offensive end. A nice score to start out. And also just, Robbie, if I can quickly.
Yes.
What we saw at the end of that third quarter was the replay system reviewed or triggered for that Shabozwe shot at 15 seconds. I think it was quite clear to everybody here and at home, but the referees someone ruled it a 3. And they clarified it, and they took 1 point off the score, and it's now 48 to REG instead of 49.
It had absolutely nothing to do with what I was talking about, for the final shot just in front of where we are. Long-range shot coming off the metal.
We were both fooled.
Both fooled. But thanks for the clarification from Brent Haskell, the crew chief, who came over and actually told us, which is, fantastic. That's great. Love the communication as we see that they lose possession. FAP have come out, firing on all cylinders. They know that this final quarter is all about aggressive defense. It's all about guarding their man and making sure that they just block everything and just stop everything, which is basically the trademark of the FAP game.
anytime you can hold a great offensive team like REG to just 25% from the field, you can really take pride in the defensive effort that you've displayed.
Well, it's a shot for a mid-range two. The rebound's been picked up by Shabozwe. Shabozwe trying to get through the trees. Great opportunity here. Oh, my word. That was a block. And that is quite extraordinary, but it was goaltending.
Just, yeah, a little bit too late. As soon as it touches the glass, it's going to be a bucket. And eye test tells me that that looked like it did, but when you look at the review, it's a little bit closer than you think it is. But a second too late, or split second too late.
Split second. Yeah. Frustration. Anyway, they pick the ball up. And Shabozwe, well, there's a bit of a battle. There was one almighty screen there that took place with Shabozwe. I thought he was going to get knocked flat out.
Well, and Shabozwe was right there trying to pick up the steal as he does, and now he's picked up the foul instead. First foul for Rwanda Energy Group in the fourth quarter.
Well, as Kenny Gasana gets knocked off his feet, the battle, they lose possession. Cleveland Thomas Jr. puts it into the path of Shabozwe, comes out wide. Kenny Gasana right into the paint. Walker can't do anything but call get a foul, and he gets a foul from that man there, Cedric Sangwe.
And Shabozwe's pass out to Gasana, floated a little bit, gave the defense a chance to get out to him. Gasana then realized Walker was in great position, got him the ball, and that's how they draw the foul.
Fourth.
And it's foul number 4 for Cedric Sangwe.
Dropped in by Mr. Walker. We haven't seen him do any sky walking today. We did see him do it in training.
Only 4 points, but what he's done is he's controlled the boards when he was on the floor and has given them some value, especially in the paint. They don't have too many bigs, and he plays his role well.
Oh, it's just rattled the metal again. The percentage is not as high as they should be, and they'll regret that because they've had great scoring opportunities. They've had great moments where they've got space, they can just get it in. 57% for FAP, despite the fact that their percentage is up to 73. And it's going to be Cleveland Thomas Jr. who wins that little battle. 6 points separating the two.
They've just picked up their defensive intensity now, have REG. They have had 2 great defensive possessions, and it's not made anything easy. Outlet passes, hands in the lane, and active hands everywhere. We've seen a pickup, and it's ignited and sparked the crowd here at Kigali Arena.
They're making a lot of noise here, Q. They're making a lot of noise. Thomas Jr. picks the ball up. He's getting out wide, and Shabozwe goes for a big 3. It's nearly in, but it doesn't quite make it. And again, the frustration of not dropping in those big downtown long-range bombs is frustrating for Robert Pack Jr. and his team. Still motivating the troops. 6 points is nothing. It's been a FAP have kind of controlled this throughout. It's now REG. It's their game to lose, basically, because they need to get in there. They're not hitting their range. And I think Cleveland Thomas Jr. is going to pick up a foul there.
Foul number 3. And just on the switch, gets picked up, has the much bigger Wang Mene around him. And that one forces the foul on that mismatch. Second foul for Rwanda Energy Group.
You know, how much play have we had in the inside tonight? It's been, you know, it's all been transition, isn't it? You know, it's been fast break. It's been, you know, we haven't really seen sort of, you know, the bigs doing their business in the paint.
Yeah, a lot of it coming in transition. 26 points in the paint for the FAP team, who continue to move the ball well, but they also just have this knack for getting in close range and being able to score.
Cleveland Thomas Jr., he wants some support here, gets the ball out, and Shabozwe gets the ball out. It's a long-range shot coming in. It doesn't drain again. This is the frustration. It's Shaka who's unable to hit those points. And again, you look at the clock, you think 7 minutes, they could at least, those last 2 shots, and they'd be level.
They are living and dying by their perimeter game, and we've seen it work for them on occasion. They need one to fall.
And then they got this man going up, and Almeida unable to sink it. So, offensively, this is opening up. It's a very tense, nervous, and that's a big three-pointer. And Gasani gets his first three of the night. You can see what it means to the public here in the Kigali Arena. An eruption of joy, a massive reaction. They needed that in a big way.
Back within three, 7th three of the game for REG. First for Gasana, and 7 of 27, but none bigger than that one right there.
Made in Kigali, of course, with Shobozwa getting the pass out to that man Gasana, and it means we've got a timeout. We're going to take a small break, and we're coming back for a very exciting and riveting. We're going to stay on. We're just going to stay on, I think. So let's soak up the atmosphere here. It's extraordinary, Q. It's extraordinary, and it's going to go really frantic and wild and mad. Here's the play of the game. This is it.
The drop off to Byers, who put it down the right way, and that really is, you know, it's what we call on your head, and letting the Joy know that he was right there. Put it down on his head. That's what he did.
That's exactly what it did. That's exactly what he did.
You credit the defense as the pass comes across.
This is it again.
Six minutes and 37 seconds left in this fourth quarter. I think we need to strap on our seatbelts. It's about to be one experience of a ride.
We're getting turbulence, Q. We're definitely getting turbulence, you know. Sadler, the fans are going absolutely ballistic here in a very happy and positive way. This is what it's all about. This is the BAL. The fans are incredible, but it's also about the talent, the organization, and all of the projects that are taking place. As we see President Paul Kagame there, just sat in the middle. He's not alone, is he? There's Amadou Galofalo, who's, of course, the president of the BAL, and
Victor Williams, the president and CEO of NBA Africa, and Masai Ujiri alongside him from the Toronto Raptors, and the general manager of the Toronto Raptors. And we have basketball royalty and statesmen, and it is just a showcase of really great basketball here, and it shows what basketball has the ability to do, and that's just ignite fans of all ages, all classes, everything.
Well, it's all happening, isn't it? And I think that a major frustration there for FAP. You can see what's happening. Deshaun Moorman is absolutely... He's been fouled out. The foul is going against him for that charge. Look at Shabozwe just knocking him out of the way, but he's moving. It's really... It's heartbreaking for him.
Yeah, he's not going to be able to play part of this game anymore. And I think, odds being even, that was a push-off, and the referees made the call, and he's no longer going to be able to take part in this one.
The call's been made, Q, and that's all that matters. We can't, comment on that. All we can say is that Moorman, top scorer for FAP, is now... He's off the court, and that will just basically... It will get underneath their skin a little bit. It'll either drive them forward or it'll rattle them. You can see that he's pacing around, like a hungry leopard, isn't he, Francois Nyegwe? You don't know what's going to happen here. It's going to the wire. I told you it would. And it's a big, flying right up so high into the sky. I thought that the backboard was going to shatter then.
All-out assault on the rim. Ayaga again. Gets up. We've seen him do it twice. That was the third time unlucky, but he does draw contact. Aerial assault, open lane, and now he's got the difficult task of knocking down free throws under pressure with the home crowd involved.
Shaka picking up the foul. 4 fouls for REG, only 2 for FAP. And they're happy with that, the local fans, of course. But it's a nervous wait to see if the second one's going to go. Is Brice Ayaga.
56% from the free throw line. this FAP team, but as they say, stats don't count here. You've got to make them.
Who's got the rebound? That's what it's all about now. Get your rebounds, make it safe, defend properly. Ball comes out, a good opportunity. Is it going to go? No, it's not going to go. But the rebound, well, it's not been picked up by Cleveland Thomas Jr. Gets the ball out. Yaga battles for it. Is there a foul on him? I don't think there is. He just loses possession, gives it back to Reg. Oh, my word.
That home crowd can have an impact on the players on the floor. You've got to try and stay composed.
Gassana, turnovers 19-20, pretty much level. Here's Gassana. Well, they're being shut out. This is what he does best. Well, he tries to get the pass out. He tries to win the ball back as well in Shabozwe, but he doesn't succeed. They've got possession here. Driving through, gets the ball out. Oh, it's an attempt, and that is a foul. Kenny Gassana picks up the foul.
For not the first time today, we see Leale get inside the paint and then look to distribute. The new signee for FAP, Midland Jr. in the right place at the right time, but now again, free throw shooting going to be so crucial.
Hasn't had much time on the court, Charles Midland Jr. 24-year-old recruit, as we mentioned before.
University of San Francisco, he was earlier, and then 7 games played for Louisville as well.
Well, of course, 2 free shots, but of course they get possession back, and hence the reason why Almeida's just waiting to be given the ball by
unsportsmanlike foul called on Shaka.
Absolutely, by Brent Haskell. Here they are, here they go. It's a 4-point game, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to the wire. This is big business here. It's for a place in the semi-finals. The ball comes out, and has it been snatched? Is that Shabozwe? No, they just get the possession back. There's nothing illegal about that.
Going to be a grinded out kind of 5 minutes, 5 seconds left on the shot clock.
Yeah, it's going to be long and very uncomfortable for 2 coaches on the side. I can tell you that. But there's a lot of excitement. It's been made safe by Gassana. No problems there. Out to Cleveland Thomas Jr. Cleveland Thomas Jr. up against Midland Jr., the 2 juniors. Ball comes out, blind pass, nicely done. And Shabozwe with a shot, and he doesn't sink the 3. That would have taken it to 1 point. Again, missing their range. Comes out wide. Here's Almeida. Oh, it's he's claiming that there was something else. There was contact, hence the reason why it was a little bit of a fluffed effort. Shabozwe, loads of time, loads of space. Does it fall? Yes, it does! Big shot! The sucker attack has happened.
Was wide open, and all he had to do was stick the shot. He sure did. And now back within 1.
Leale in possession. Tries to go and find a little bit of space. Running rings, but he doesn't find his way through. And Wang Mene doesn't get it. Is that a...
There's going to be contact. I think Shaka is going to pick it up. That's big time shot from downtown. It's the drop off and the 3. Time and space. Shaka's probably one of the biggest shots of his career right there. Pressure free throws on Wang Mene.
57-59, 2 points, Q, and this is just so tight, so tense. And you see Wang Mene needs to try and drop this. Look at the fans, you know, from Cameroon. We love this country, by the way. If ever you get the chance to go to Cameroon, you will be absolutely thrilled by the sport, the people, the festive, the music. Gassana, no! Oh, it's just come off the metal. Very, very close indeed. 4 minutes, Q, 4 minutes. Where's this going? Oh, I don't know.
No idea at this point at all.
Crikey, how many chances do you want? Cleveland Thomas Jr., that's going to be a foul. And Cleveland Thomas Jr. goes down.
It's only the 13th foul for FAP.
Yeah,
so
that's quite low, so unlike for their opponents. I can't believe how many, 2, 3. Yeah, you got to find a way. They were like 3 hungry, snapping crocodiles trying to, all go for the same ball.
It's sweaty palms time, and this is where your mental really does get tested. And big time players make big time plays.
Shabozwe gets the ball out. Good opportunity here, but there is a foul that doesn't sink, and Shabozwe goes down, and that's another foul. Now look, the foul count. It's increasing in every play. They got to be so careful, but you think that this game is going to be won on the free throw line. You get the impression it's going that way.
And also the players being able to stay on the floor. The foul counts will start to matter. Mpoyo's got 4. Cleveland Thomas 3. Kasana 3. And on the other end, Change with 4 fouls.
Cleveland Thomas Jr. picking the ball up. Trying to find, he needs a screen. Doesn't get the screen, gets the ball out. And it's a big shot, but it's not dropped. And that would have taken them ahead. And if you think that, they get those opportunities, they can't sink the points, they find themselves in a bad situation, and they're going to lose the game because of these shots that they're missing.
Travel call. Wow. A little bit of pressure, and now another turnover and a chance for REG to either tie or go ahead.
Well, the battle, the tussle, the hustle, a very big play this is, and it's surely going to go in. And it is a layup by Cyril Liale, the 29-year-old, dropping in. And that makes it a 4-point game, 2:46 left on the clock.
Chess match time, sweaty palms time. Both teams, big plays here down the stretch.
And they're losing possession. Shabozwe gets knocked to the ground, or he falls to the ground, doesn't get knocked to the ground. It's just momentum, it takes him down. They're going racing around the outside. They're lucky that didn't go in. That would have been an excellent score for FAP. Cleveland Thomas Jr., who's got what left in the tank. Big score, doesn't happen, and it's still a 4-point game. The nerves are getting inside of the heads of these players. I get the impression, Q, like you said.
Got to go deep into the shot clock and find that look that's best suited to the team offense.
Shabozwe, tries to steal the ball, but he wraps his arms basically around Liale, who's a real live wire, just skipping through there.
So Shabozwe will pick up 3rd foul, and a chance now for FAP at the free throw line, but I think there's going to be a timeout called.
Yeah, it looks that way, and I think that it should be REG. Yeah, there you go. It's been called 57-61. 2 minutes and 1 second left on the clock, and yeah, we are very much going to the wire with this one. It's a nerve-wracking affair. But the percentages are so low, with the 3 points, it's not enabling them to get. They could have been ahead numerous occasions, REG, right?
Little to choose between the two teams, indeed. And if Rwanda Energy Group had hit a couple more threes, but sometimes it goes for you, sometimes it doesn't at all. And what really is going to matter down the stretch here is the ability to hit open shots, the ability to make free throws, and where possible, take advantage of mismatches. FAP, 4-point lead. They will try and run as much time off the game clock as possible. They'll try and manage this game and shot clock and see if they can go deeper in. Well, REG are going to try and force, either going to send them to the free throw line early, or they're going to try and force turnovers where they can.
Right, so listen to this. REG, 8 three-pointers from 35. And when you look at FAP, they've obviously not gone down the same route because they're 4 from 13.
And where else it matters is free throw line, 15 of 29 at 51%. When they look back, that percentage count is something that they can quite easily solve, and we've got to make free throws. And we'll say that it sounds easy, but it's not that easy.
22 points, 8 rebounds, Cleveland Thomas Jr. Will he be a winner tonight or will he be a loser? Will it be that man there who's going to be celebrating? No, that's a big question. Liali, watched on by this man here, of course, Deshaun Mormon, playing a very important part of this encounter. It's gone to the wire, but it really depends on, you know, the shooting capacity and the shooting success and how they execute in the next 2 minutes. It's their game to possibly lose if they don't get their shots, because afterwards FAP will pressure them and just prevent them and clamp them, just stop them from doing anything.
Couldn't have said it any better.
And Shabozwe, there you go, making the wrong pass. It gets blocked, it gets snatched by Iyaga, and at the other end, you know, just use the clock, Gasana trying to get his hands on the ball. It comes back out. There's an opportunity here for Milan Jr. It doesn't sink. It's been picked up here, taken forward by Shaka. Thomas Cleveland Jr. goes up, unable to get the score, but he does draw the foul. That is foul number 5, sorry.
You have to credit Walker on the defensive end. He got a touch on that layup attempt and then secured possession, and Reg with a chance to get out on fast break, and Thomas Jr. to the free throw line.
Now, talking of the free throw line, or the 3-throw point scorer, if you want. Robert Pack Jr. just talking to Shabozwe. We know what he's capable of doing. He's won a match at the wire. You know, he's got that buzzer beater. So he's got that in him, and he knows this court extremely well. The question is, will he be the player who can get himself into that position? They need to get themselves a couple of points first, but it's there for REG. Well, that's really good work. Really good work. Fantastic work there by Shabozwe. So first of all, he's just managed to get his hands on the ball and make the turnover. Now it's up to him to deliver.
Securing possession on that jump ball, and see, it's the timing. Both players still had control. He might have been able to snatch that away, but they do secure possession because the possession arrow is the way of the home team.
1:10 left on the clock. It's a 5-point game. It's picked up here by Cleveland Thomas Jr. Got to get points. Cleveland Thomas Jr. Shabozwe gets the ball out. Gasana. There is a foul. That's a foul that's from Almeida. And Almeida is on 3 fouls, but we go straight to the free throw line. Perfect.
Kenny Gasana has seen lots of pressure free throws throughout his career, and none will be more important than these right now.
Such an important moment, isn't it? Kenny Gasana played for the Patriots last year in season 1 of the BAL. Mr. Cool gets one. 57.7 seconds left. And he gets the second. It is a 3-point game.
Cool as you like from the free throw line. And now back within 1 possession.
1 possession. And both teams on 5 team fouls. Straight to the free throw line. If there is that a foul? Where's that going? And frustration there, it does go. Walker's gonna be walking, I'm afraid, because that's foul number 5 for him.
And he does get a touch on. There's a hand on that right hand of Iyaga. As frustrated as Walker is, he'll have to go to the bench. 4 points in 23 minutes.
Dizeye comes on.
Iyaga once again back. If he makes one, just gets it to slightly more comfortable. But there's just so much that can happen in these 46 seconds.
And this is such an important shot as well. Iyaga. Needs to get the second at least.
1 of 5 right now from the free throw line. Iyaga.
Oh, he drops in 2-6, and there you have 3 steals for Iyaga. He's been instrumental for FAP. We got a timeout called, of course. It's a 4-point game. This is just tantalizingly close. And we did think that it was going to be very close throughout, but we saw FAP put themselves in a very good position. They've been extremely confident playing out there tonight. It really has been a confident performance. They've said we go from tip-off to final buzzer, and we put everything in, and we play the same game throughout. They haven't dipped at 1 point, Q.
No, they've been consistent. They've managed to hold and maintain this lead. But you know, the game of basketball is really difficult to predict, and you don't know what can happen in this final 46.9 seconds. The question is, does Robert Pack Jr. try and go back to the three-point line where he hasn't seen too much joy? His team has not shot the ball well today. Or does he try get inside, try and draw the foul, go back to the free throw line, and then we have a free throw shooting contest between the two teams? Because I do believe there's going to be some fouls on both sides, and I think there will be free throw line decisions and free throw line fouls, strategic fouls, to try and get some of these shooters back out there. And I think that's going to be a strategy that both coaches will use if they can get a score on this possession right here.
Who would you give the ball to if you're Robert Pack Jr. telling his players?
It's got to go to your money man, Cleveland Thomas Jr. It's got to happen. He's got to make the decision in terms of where the ball goes, and if he wants to try and go to the rim himself, so be it.
Well, here we are. It's that time of the night, isn't it? It's that exciting moment. The BAL has provided us with wonderful fireworks right from the very start, from the first tip-off at the Dakar Arena in Senegal to, well, right through to Cairo, of course, at the Hassan Mustafa Sports Hall. Now we're here in Kigali. This is where it really means if you lose this one, then you lose and you go home. And Shabozwa losing possession there.
Great defensive play by Liale.
And Shabozwe picking up another foul. That's foul number 3 for him.
Quick foul had to come, and we will go. And I told you, there's the likelihood of a free throw shooting test. That's what we can call it.
But there's not much time left on the clock. This man is in a comfortable position. Oh, no one's in a comfortable position, I should say, Q. But Francois Liege is looking a little bit more composed than this man here, Robert Pack Jr. So much experience in the States, of course, as a player, but as a coach, assistant coach, first job here as a head coach for REG. Doing a great job, but can he keep his team in the competition? This is for a place in the semi-finals. We play Petro de Luanda, and that's a good bit of shooting, that is, and it's surely going to be a timeout called by this man, Robert Pack Jr. This is the mind games, the tactics. It's all about the coaches and how they want to work their players now. You know, if you get the right instructions, you can win a game. 5 points, that can be overturned quite quickly. 2 plays.
It can, and out that last timeout, they got the ball to Cleveland Thomas Jr. off the screen, off the ball screen. He made the decision to drop it off to Jean-Jacques Nchibozwa, and Liale was able to get the strip. This time around, I think they try again, but I think the shot goes to Cleveland Thomas Jr., or they could run some sort of play to get either Gasana a wide open look as well. I think he's here for that reason, to make big time open shots. And they've also got the other option of Shaka, who can shoot the 3, and depends on who he goes with in terms of personnel coming out of this timeout. On the other end for FAP, they're going to continue to play the defense that they play, and if they're able to get a stop here, and if they're able to prevent a 3-point shot, you would like to put them in the position of favorites. Just out of that 32 seconds, this can be an eternity. What they've got to do is try and continue to try to play the defense that they played all game.
Well, everybody's enjoying this. Regardless of what happens, I think this is just a success for the Basketball Africa League, full stop. I think that we know that this has been an absolutely extraordinary encounter, battle between 2 valiant teams who are most definitely, deservedly in this competition at this stage in the playoffs. Kenny Gasana gets the ball here to Zaire. Oh, he loses possession. That's not good, is it?
Frustrating.
Well, that's just the way that it goes. 29.1 seconds. The frustration for REG as the ball is picked up. Now, how do they get hold of possession? You draw a foul, we go straight to the free throw line. And this is the story, that they're kind of in a good place, aren't they, FAP? I don't want to say anything just yet because we know how things change, but you know, you've got to, they've got to score from the free throw line if they want to, you know, cement themselves in this competition and say we're going through.
19 of 35 they are as a team. That's 54% from the free throw line. If they had made those last 4 free throws, it would have been, but it's still a chance for REG. Pressure one here. Changbe.
Doesn't it's off the backboard. There's a bit of a scramble there. They get possession back, REG. Okay, well, now, how important is this play now?
It's vitally important. They've got to get a score.
24 seconds, 24.5 seconds on the clock. 24, of course, you know, for this play. Got to get a score. You got to get the clock stopped. Got to get a three-pointer. You've got to go quickly. Nzeye is short, but he gets fouled. Well, that's another little game that we can play as well.
But what you don't like to see that you can't foul a three-point shooter on a three-point shot. They should have rather just picked up the 2 fouls early or fouled earlier in the shot clock and then changed position, because now it gives REG a chance.
And you know what? It's pretty smart, isn't it, if you think about it? I don't know if that was intentional, but I mean, you never know who's going to, you know, foul. But 62-65. And another one. Look, 10 points, 4 from 4 from the free throw line, 3 assists. They need to get the ball to the boy more often. Look at that. It is a 2-point game. We've got a timeout, of course, and the timeout's been called by FAP. That's a big score, that is. That's a big play, and they're still in it. 14.5 seconds left to play, Hugh. This is madness. I love it.
The question now is they've got to spread the floor and decide where and if they can find a preferred free throw shooter that they want to foul. I mean, right, it has been literally a case of you can pick any player right now from FAP team and try and see where it goes, because they haven't had a great day from the free throw line at all. No player has really stood out from the free throw line. Almeida's probably the one guy that you don't want going to the free throw line, and Mormon, who's no longer there as well. But for the rest, you know, you have to pick and choose and then hope that they don't make one, and then a chance to either tie or if they miss both, there's a chance to go ahead.
You know, it's one of those. We saw overtime, didn't we, for the first time in the Nile Conference? Very interesting. We know that this could, I mean, you know, where is this going to go? It might happen. We got to keep everything open. Well, the thing is that they get possession, of course, don't they?
Well, the one thing that they won't want to do is get the ball into Wang Mene's hands. He's the guy who's going to struggle from the free throw line, and I know the ball's not going to go anywhere near him at this point.
Well, here we go. This is the last 14.5 seconds. Liale needs to get the ball to a teammate, and it goes to Wang Mene, of course. And what's he going to do? Is there a foul? And I think it's that Cleveland Thomas Jr. who fouls Wang Mene, I believe. Looks that way. We go to the free throw line, of course. Now, if he gets one or he misses,
but this is
they get possession and they can go straight up and try and get that winning basket.
This is an ideal scenario. Wang Mene is a 35% free throw shooter. That's commentator.
You just, whatever happens, you know, we're only human. Everybody who's watching, we're only human. Wang Mene gets one. Can he get his second? The second doesn't go. Kenny Gasana gets hold of the ball. Kenny gets, now they got 3 points. Is this going to go? They need to get the three-pointer. Cleveland Thomas Jr. Cleveland Thomas Jr. He doesn't get the three-pointer. And that is the end of this second quarter final. If that would have been a buzzer beater, then, well, we would have gone into overtime. It's not happened. But what about that for a spectacle? What about that for an extraordinary battle between between two giants of Africa. It doesn't come better than that for the Basketball Africa League. We've been blessed by just watching this and being part of this, Q. It's so sad that REG will not be taking part any further in this competition. You can understand how they celebrate and why they're celebrating FAP, because they're obviously delighted. What an extraordinary scenario.
Well, you have to say that REG came into this quarterfinal as favorites, and FAP have certainly proved the better team on the day. They controlled the game from tip-off until now, and REG have had their opportunities. They tried where they could, but I think the better team on the day today was FAP, and they are deserved winners. No one who's watched this game can say that they don't deserve to be where they are. They executed well on both ends of the floor. Credit to REG with the way that they played the game of basketball. They tried where they could, and unfortunately for the home team, they are not advancing, and for FAP, they go on, and they have a very tough semi-final against Petro de Rwanda. But congratulations to the Cameroon champions, because they advance, and for FAP, it is they have to give credit to their home fans, but it's the end of their journey in the Basketball Africa League. Standout performances there. Cleveland Thomas Jr. has 23 points. DZ had 11, and those were two players in double digits for REG. And on the other end, Mormon's 14 points. Almeida had 10, and Byers 10 points for FAP. Three players in double digits. It all adds up to a great three-point win for the team from Cameroon. And wow, what a great win for the books as far as FAP is concerned. The home fans are really disappointed, understandably so.
Yeah, they are really disappointed, Q, but at the same time, I think we can understand that, you know, they kind of played second fiddle. We saw that they were just hanging back. The percentages of the shots that they would normally sink, they weren't going. And that proved to be, obviously, you know, something that's will come back to haunt them, because when they put in their A game, we know exactly what they're capable of doing, and they put in fine performances. They were just a little bit short of what they were capable of doing tonight against a team who are fast and furious. We know what FAP are capable of doing. They race around, they chase you, they hassle you, they hustle you, they do the business.
Well, a chance now for Robbie Knock to chat to our player of the game and our MVP, Sean Mormon, and I'm going to hand over to Robbie.
Yeah, thanks very much, Q. Deshaun, just first of all, congratulations. This is a massive, massive win for you and for your team. Just tell me, how's your heart?
Oh, man. I thought I was going to have a heart attack. I mean, we missed a lot of free throws, but when it came down to it, we made the ones that counted. So I'm just happy for my guys. I'm just glad we was able to make it to the next round.
Just tell me a little bit about this game, because you kind of had your finger on the pulse of this encounter throughout. You took an early lead, you kept them at arm's distance. Going into that final quarter, you know, you saw that there was a few players with a few fouls. You know, they're in a little bit of trouble. Like yourself, you got fouled out. You know, what was going through your mind? What was Coach saying to you at that time?
For me personally, I just wanted to keep my team in the game. 5 fouls or not, I'm just going to always coach them. I'm going to just be that great teammate. But I'm just glad they stuck with it. They played strong. We knew they was going to come out second half with a fight. They're the home team. They got the advantage. Kudos to them. You know, they also played well. But I'm just happy for my guys, man, that we was able to come out on top.
And just tell me about what it means to take on, you know, the Giants, Petro de Rwanda. Are you going to be playing the same kind of game? I mean, you know, it is fast and furious. You didn't stop from tip-off to final buzzer. You were in their faces all the time. Is that your game plan?
Yes. I mean, we're just going to come out, and that's what FAP is about. We just play hard. Defense first. And you know, we go get a chance to get our rematch, and hopefully we can come out on top on that game as well.
You look like you had a big smile on your face when the final buzzer happened. Tell me about the feeling that you were going through at that point.
Man, I'm just happy. We were the underdogs. They counted us out. They actually told us they had our plane ticket ready for us to go home tomorrow. But we're going to stay in Kigali for another few days.
Congratulations, Deshaun. We'll see you soon. We'll see you in the semis, okay?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Fantastic words by Deshaun Mormon, and you can feel what it means to both FAP and the team from Cameroon, the champion team. And you know, what a moment! What a moment for him! What a moment for the team.
Yeah, and you can see these fans here. You know, there is a small contingent that live in Kigali. They're jumping with joy. They can celebrate because it's a moment of celebration. So congratulations to them. Let's just take a look at some of the stats. And I think that, you know, we talked about the long-range shooting. REG just didn't get it right tonight. It's as simple as that. They played a different kind of game. They didn't really overhaul FAP at one point. Came close, but they didn't reel them in.
It's that 25% from the field, and we always spoke about the defensive prowess that FAP holds and how difficult it is to score. And then Cleveland Thomas, 23 points, but on 7 of 21 shooting, he had 8 rebounds. These ZAs, 2 of 10, will tell you just how tough it was. Kasana, 1 of 6. You can just see how the struggles, or what the struggle was from the field, inside and out. 7 points, 11 rebounds for Nchabozwa. But on FAP side, it was Mormons 14, Almeida had 10, Byers chipped in with his 10, gone above his average, and it was really great.
Now look at this. This is your first semi-final matchup. FAP of Cameroon, congratulations to them. Félicitations. You are going through to take on Petro de Luanda in the semi-finals. Get a bit of a break now, 3 days before the semi-finals, of course. Zamalek up against Slack of Guinea. The Giants, the defending champions, of course, from Egypt. And then US Monastir against South Africa's finest, Cape Town Tigers. They'll be looking to try and claw themselves into that battle and try and topple the Giants of US Monastir.
It's going to be an interesting day. Today was amazing. Tomorrow will be just as great.
We are looking forward to it. Watching, hope you've enjoyed it. We have been absolutely ecstatic having you watching this because it's the best in the business. The Basketball Africa League goes into the 2 other quarterfinals.